Hello, welcome. It's Friday night. And once again, I wanted to talk with you a little bit about some of the music behind my books. This week we've been talking about Renaissance, the sixth book of my Walkerville Desires series of romances. And besides the music, there's a lot of other artistic stuff that inspire me and keep me on track during the process of getting my words on page. I just spent the last half hour listening to Dougie MacLean, who I really love. So there's often snippets of poetry, sometimes paintings. Gosh, we'll get into paintings at some other time maybe. Photos or pieces of sculpture that play a role. Remember, I've been rambling all month long about the Ring Victory and the Walkerville Desires series, so that's a big sculpture. And as I said before, one of the important pieces of the puzzle for me as I write is what you call theme music. So I'm going to talk about two of them tonight. And there's a background story for the first one, and I'm going to start it now. When Paz was 5 years old, Bendigo sent Jerry a gift. Actually, he sent it to Maddie Perdue, Francis's mother. As well as being the Walkerville postmistress, Maddie was the keeper of secrets for many people. They trusted her, and she spent many afternoons drinking tea or coffee with her charges as she delivered their mail. Jerry picked up Bendigo's package on the pretext of delivering a crate of apples to the Perdues. You'll remember that the Perdues' backyard, as well as many of the backyards in that area of town, was actually an apple orchard owned by one of the big apple growers. And although their backyard was filled with gleaming red, delicious apples, Maddie forbid her children to pick them unless they were windfall apples, the ones that fell to the ground from being overripe or disturbed by birds or other critters and just maybe too heavy for the branch. And so when they finally landed, they were generally bruised or perhaps rotten. And there was this unwritten rule that none of the families whose house backed up to the orchards were to pick the fruit. Most Walkervillians honored that. And besides, Jerry's family grew pippins, which everybody knew was the best baking apples, just ask Sue Reynolds, and Macintosh apples made the best applesauce. So Maddie came to the front door looking forward to making some applesauce that Sunday morning. She smiled at Jerry and exchanged a few, pleasantries about the weather and about apple season and about how the kids were doing. Maddie was non-judgmental, happy to be the go-between for Bendigo and Jerry. And Jerry always appreciated that. So with the package in her possession, she drove herself out to Glass Beach. Alone in the parking lot, she caressed the package. She traced the writing as Ab wrote her name and his, to Jerry from Ab. Her hand shook as she unwrapped the gift. It contained a fifth year birthday card for Paz. Bendigo had never come so close to declaring himself in Paz's life until that day. Jerry's breath shattered as he listened to the tape he sent. It was called Wonder Child, written by Jimmy McCarthy and recorded by Mary Black. In the accompanying note, Bendigo said, "Dear Jerry, when Jeff was born, my mother played this song for me. I cried when I first heard it. I felt such a responsibility for this little human being. Today is Paz's 5th birthday, and I have never had the honor of being called Dad. the way Jeff does. I understand. I saw her the other day. Your dad was holding her hand as they waited for the light to change over there by the bank. She skipped across the street. She was beautiful and she reminded me of you. And I could see she was her own person too. I just want you to know that I'm grateful to have two wonder children. Ab. Jerry inserted the tape and listened to the song half a dozen times, sobbing. The crashing of the ocean, a footnote behind her, behind the dune. The following words just dissolved her. This child, he means the world to me. I see him in a golden room with a book of life before him, strange instruments upon his charts, and the crystal glow inside him. I see her in a golden room with the moon and stars above her. Her simple smile is heaven's gate. She is your wonder child. Jerry and Abendigo's lives were so complicated. And if you remember from their history, their lives had been intertwined for generations before either of them was born. And although their love ended in heartbreak, years later they were able to forge a friendship that lasted all their lives. He was the one person that Jerry felt she could be totally honest with. I know that he was Jerry's person, and he always wanted to be there for her. If you get a chance, listen to Mary Black's version of Wonder Child. She's an Irish folk singer known for interpreting both traditional folk and modern material. Think of Paz, Torquil, Abendigo, and Jerry when you listen to the song. So on a more upbeat tune, let's just say that if Torquil had anything to say about what the theme song for Book 6 would be, he'd declare that it would be This Love Will Carry Me, written by fellow Scot Dougie MacLean. You might remember the theme music called The Gale, which is also a Scottish fiddle, from the 1992 film The Last of the Mohicans. Well, Dougie MacLean composed that music. Torquil MacLeod loves Paz Miyoshi. Here's a young Scot who comes from a traditional family. His dad works and his mom's word in the home is the law. Torquil's also a realist, and he knows that love takes a lot of work, hence the lyrics that he loves so much. These days are golden, they must not waste away. Our time is like that flower, and soon it will decay. And though by storms we're weakened, and uncertainty is sure, and like the coming of the dawn, it's ours forevermore. This love will carry me. I know this love will carry me. My favorite version of this 1994 duet is with Dougie and an American country artist named Kathy Mattea. She sings traditional country, bluegrass, folk with a Celtic music influence. The version that I was listening to this afternoon it's just fantastic. You have a chance, listen to it. So 2 songs for the Walkerville Desires series, Renaissance. I think that the theme song is Wonder Child. Torquil thinks that it's This Love Will Carry Me. Right? Very different context for both of these songs, yet the message is the same. Love and connection, love and acknowledgement. And isn't this what we all want? So thanks for joining me tonight. We have one more week in September, And I'll be sticking with this schedule, and I'll be back with you next Monday, Wednesday, and Friday nights. There's going to be some big changes in store starting in October, and I'll start sharing the details of those plans next week. Also, AC and I are working on a special holiday gift for my Walkerville readers, a little holiday novella. And I want to take a little time next week to start letting you know what that's all about. I won't read from it. I think it's a little bit too soon. I'm just going to tease you with it. For now, thanks for joining me, and remember to check just below this video. YouTube counts everything, so it means a lot if you give us a thumbs up, and it's really helpful if you subscribe to my channel by clicking that big red button. If you have any questions or comments, there are links to my Facebook and Instagram and email addresses. And I'm also going to ask AC to add links down below for the songs I talked about tonight. Remember, AC is archiving all of these. Check the playlists on my page. Plus, the direct link for Monday night's live stream is there too. Hope to see you then. Have a great weekend and have fun.